All right, y'all, welcome. It is July 15th, Wednesday, and this is the Options Millionaire Bookmap co-stream. Appreciate you taking time to be here. Of course, we do this every Wednesday at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern Time. Currently, we have a very interesting session to trade. Nasdaq is overwhelmingly bearish, while the individual names in the Nasdaq are not all that crazy. In fact, some of them are skyrocketing to new highs. So it's interesting that we're seeing 400 points worth of selling on Nasdaq, while the S&P is maintaining the high of the range. They had a little top tick here, but overall, they're doing pretty well. So if you're someone who trades the ES and Nasdaq, you're probably having some questions about today's session. We have liquidity being pulled all over the place. We have the options are going back and forth all over the place. We have multiple high volume bottom wicks here on the old Nasdaq-aroni. But overall, the bids have been getting smoked today as the sellers hit this thing and fly lower. On the 5-minute chart, we do have a couple of bottom wicks here off of the 650 area. We still have about another 100 points to go before we hit yesterday's low, which will be a great bounce point. VIX is back and forth in the 16s. ES is not really picking a direction. It's an iron condor style day for the S&P, but a directional day for the Nasdaq. Very interesting setup. The daily chart is becoming more and more compressed. If you're looking at the daily chart here, we have now been pretty much at the same price since May 4th, back and forth on the weekly chart. Heavy bottom wicks, heavy top wicks. I will say this looks more bouncy than it does selly on the weekly chart. There's more bottom wicks than there are top wicks, all of course with volume. The biggest volume was on the June 8th week that indicated a very high volume bottom wick. The second we close 30,000 on Nasdaq, I will be looking for new all-time highs. If we breach under this little shaded region here of about 29.3, I'm looking for lower. ES is about to put a new high in. We're almost creeping into the new all-time high area on the S&P. More bullish than the Nasdaq, which is odd. In my opinion, probably because of SpaceX is drawing everybody down. SpaceX got creamed. Almost 100-point sell-off on SpaceX as they go lower. I'm hoping SpaceX goes to 40. All right, still coming off. Nasdaq appears it wants to continue down. It appears so. I think we got to go for another high of day, but not sure. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, man, when we have this type of cross currents on the indices, it's difficult to pick a direction. Usually when we're trending hard, we see both the S&P and Nasdaq just flying. Especially on the macro scale, things kind of go generally the same direction, but we're not really seeing that here. In fact, Nasdaq is about to take out this absorption low at 642 and come down to prior session low of 570. It's interesting. ES is coming down here too. It's been a very difficult day to kind of gauge direction based on correlation. But overall, as long as we don't have a volume spike here at 630, I would expect low of the day at 560. Coming on down. Dropping. There we go. Engulfing red. Dropping. Going lower. There's no buying here. $29,620. Yikes. All the way down, man. I'm telling you. Yikes. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. Absolutely yikes. Now we're coming down a low of the prior day low right here at 560 on Nasdaq. ES is still just kind of chilling. ES is like, "What, guys, where are you going?" I'm like, "We're up here. Where y'all going?" Dropping back over. Should have sold for 7%. Nice. Dropping. 29,600. Still going. Still going. $603. Usually I am pounding the table on buy the dip. Right now, we have to be patient. This is a very aggressive sell session for Nasdaq. We're down 360 something points here at the moment. And it does look like we're going to achieve at least the prior day low of 570. That's what it appears to do. I've been stupid busy at work. Is the competition still open? It closed on Monday the 13th, so we had it open for a week. Still going, 590, dropping on Nasdaq. I always know what I always said to know what Nasdaq is going to do. You must use the #1 indicator on the webs. There you go. Still dropping here, coming on down. It's weird. It's often you don't hear me say, "Don't buy the dip." Coming on down, Nasdaq 29.6, dropping. All but guaranteed we're going to tap this prior day low. Very bearish session for Nasdaq. We're just biding our time, coming off. Liquidity lower. Getting ready to sweep, baby. I can't continue my bullish optimism anymore. It's looking ugly. Yes, sir, I agree. I agree. 3 C's will, the 3 C's will lead you the right way. Love the new format on your stream, except the music. I'm sorry about that. Just trying to set some ambiance. What's up, Richie Rich? Thanks for turning red. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Still don't like it, baby. 3 C's will set you free. Yes, Vampire. That is right. That is right. 29.6. Another top wick. Still no buying yet. No buy the dip yet. Still no buy the dip yet. 3 C's get degrees. That's right. The 3 C's get you degrees. 3 C system. Waiting for volume, and then you capture the right side of the V. That is the whole theme. Right here. All right, there we go. Big red move down with volume clearing the prior day lows right there. Boom. Getting smoked, dude. Now the sellers are hitting. Incredible. There's a prior day low. Incredible volume coming in. The options are breaking down aggressively. We have bear flow, the 29550 Nasdaq. ES is getting smoked all the way down too. Instant reversal. 1.6 billion puts purchased. Right there. I got you, Taylor. I got you. Big old green bounce right there. So they just swept it, came down, and bounced on the touch of the prior day lows. Great examples of quick scalpable positions at major levels right there. All right, Taylor, follow that link right there, buddy. Big old quick reversal candle with volume right there. That's to the tune of about, 80 points or so? All right, Taylor, you're good to go. Thanks, buddy. $29,580. So if we go to the 5, we have more sweeping bottom wicks here, but this is, like I said, this is a patience day. We just had a beautiful bounce off this area. The buyers are re-engaging to come lower. If they do give out this area, which we have tremendous amount of bottom wicks from yesterday morning, I mean, there's nothing left for another 200 points. So this could be a super spicy day. Another bottom weight. Do we get it? Do we get it? Is this where they give us a little bounce-a-roni? It'd be interesting. This is the area where you have to clear. Right in this area. They've got to clear over the space to get us up. And the buyers will start to defend, but they got to make it happen. Mind sharing your read on ES? Yes, I mean, ES is all over the place too. I mean, they look like your crazy ex-girlfriend who's come off their meds. But it's got to clear about 76.05. That'll get you your 3C back up, especially with that kind of volume here. But, you know, with the way things are breaking down, it's just difficult. There goes there goes Nasdaq over the highs going. There he goes. There it goes. 29,611. ES is going. Bottom wick, 29,611, 614. Nasdaq, looks like we might have some final stages of accumulation here to maybe have a reprieve, but is Trump done shorting the market? Yeah, maybe. All right, so now we got Bookmap right here. I finally got that thing up and running, so we're going to shoot to get that thing cranking at the moment. Right here, baby. Right here. Oh, wrong stream, my bad. Wrong one. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking with Bookmap. Finally. Took me a minute, but now we got it going. Nasdaq just put on a high volume spike there at 1042. We put in a higher high at 601, which gave us a 3C trigger. And Nasdaq is already up 100 points. So the 3Cs continue to be pinpointing these bottom moves. Every time you see volume, you can expect some sort of a reaction from the market, and that's what your job is to exploit on the Nasdaq. Right here. Oil is getting crushed as well. Sold off all movement on oil this morning. Back over. Need some follow through to exit. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. It's crazy. Need to come out with micro MNQs. They do have that on options. They've got a micro on options that's ridiculously small. It's just there's no liquidity on it. It's hard to trade. Nasdaq just rejected the 29,640 opening range low, so we're stuck right there holding. ES is there 7604. We have liquidity down to 29,500. 29,500 would pretty much guarantee we're coming down into the 300 mark. They have some brokers that only ask like 50 for a micro. Yeah. Heck, NinjaTrader, you could trade minis with like $500. It's crazy. Or what? Not NinjaTrader. Was that AMP? Whatever that one is. Nasdaq has liquidity to 29.5. That's where the pull is at the moment. ES is coming down to 7,600. Another top wick on Nasdaq. Another top wick right there. It's interesting what this thing is going to do. See if we can fill that back down just a hair. And then 500. If they do get 500, man, it's going to be interesting. I don't know what the bulls are going to kind of pull out and defend here, but that would be, if they can get 500, that would make for an interesting morning. Interesting morning. That is another top wick. ES is deteriorating. It is, yes, sir. Doesn't look good. $29.5. Large red, Nasdaq rejecting, and they are going down to fill that liquidity at 500 on the book. That's where the pull is. The options are continue to break down here too. This is an oddly bearish session. It's an oddly bearish session at the moment. Chop some. Top wick back over. ES is about to put in a new low. Nasdaq is still chilling. Options are breaking down. Let's go take a look at the individual names. SpaceX put on a bounce finally. Nvidia. Ooh, Microsoft is getting killed. Tesla's down. Apple. Man, there is so much bullishness in this market for the Nasdaq to be this bearish. It's crazy. It's crazy. My problem is over positioning as well. If you stick to one and tell yourself no more than 20%, and then 10% and 5, you could do it. It's very hard. Yeah, you got to stick to it. Position sizing. That's key. Even though the top 10 holdings of the Qs is like 40%, no one looks at the other 90. Yeah. Why my yellow moved to WAP? I know why, you're Cheerio. I know why. I got you. So when you sign up with WAP, you have to do two things. Actually sign up, and then you have to claim your Discord access. And that's the part that's getting people, is that you're good to go. Everything's good, but you have to hit that link to claim your access. So there is your instructions. Right, I just emailed you the link, Yo Cheerio. Just click on that, and you'll be good to go. Shoot me your email, Vampire, and I'll look into it. Yeah. All right, Nasdaq is accumulating 29,600. ES is 7,600, and then Oh, man. Are we getting that 500 liquidity or what? Is that goal regulation size or what? Jeez. 7,600. Oil is just getting destroyed, man. Selling off alongside the Nasdaq and the S&P. Semis are getting smoked. Yeah, I mean they dropped on the day, but they're still green. You know, I mean they're all, everything is still like Microsoft is just going crazy, skyrocketing. Meta is straight up. Tesla got wrecked, but they were green at the open. Apple straight up. Amazon straight up. Google straight up. I mean, just, everything is just so green, with exception to a couple of different names like Nvidia, SpaceX, ABGL, stuff like that. So yeah. Nasdaq is about to attempt an opening range low here. Does anyone on here primarily trade the S&P? Any tips if you do? I'm going to clear most days, but man, it was me too rush resistance sizing. Yeah, a lot of people do. All that matters is Micron and SanDisk. Are you telling me I need to add Micron and SanDisk to my watch list? Here, I'll do that right now. And they're both getting absolutely destroyed. There's where your selling's coming from, you big jabronis. Yeah, y'all knew that, though. 12% sell-off on SanDisk, 7% sell-off on MU, and a 1% sell-off on Nasdaq. You've been using those as Q indicators? Dude, 100%. So this does look like a little bit of a descending wedge style of price action right here, which is a bearish indication if you're a pattern trader. So I don't see a lot of volume 3Cs here. I don't see a lot of evidence of a volumetric 3C bounce to the 750. I can use scientific words. All the way back over 29,650. Everybody's glossing over the fact that China's real close to flooding the memory and storage market. Maybe they're catching on. I hope so, man. I'm trying to do a computer rebuild, and 64 gigabytes of RAM is $1,000, $1,200 actually. I didn't even know I needed that many gigabytes. Top wick 29,590. Again, is they going to do it or not? Are they going to do it or not? 500. If they break that 500 mark, it's going to be a very interesting morning. So we have 580, 579 is the first test, and then liquidity will come down to 500 on the Bookmap. And then 500 will get us into this 400, 300 mark. So the bulls have got to defend. Options are quite bearish. It'll be, like I said, 578, 575. That'll be the first test right there. And then after that, 530. Another big red bubble. Here comes a little bit of a red move. Pretty soon people won't be dealing drugs, but they'll be dealing old computer chips. Yeah. With AI, you're going to want as many giggities as you can get. I know. All right. I purchased 104 giggities of DD3 memory for $60 right before the Bibri. Oh, that's crazy. You know what sucks, though? Last time I built my computer, it was the video cards. They were going crazy because there was a massive shortage. Now I want to build another one. Now it's the memory. Can't I just have a period where everything's cheap with computers? That would be great. It was 6 years ago, Phil. 5 years ago. Yeah, I still have a compact computer. One of those like little gray compact computers. That's what I got. 29,580. Looking down to 500 on Nasdaq. ES is chilling. That was 2004. I graduated high school in 2004. I remember playing Oregon Trail on a floppy disk. Nasdaq still getting wrecked. Some people call my computer antique at this point, but I love it. I don't know enough to criticize you or to make fun of you about those details. I'm sure some geek in here will. Look, you only have 224 gigabyte SD. It's Star Wars, not Star Trek. I know nothing about that. 29,611 right here. ES is 7604. Man, what are we doing here? Like, what is this even doing? Give me 500 or give me death. Nothing. What are we even doing here? Absorption for lower? It kind of does look like that, doesn't it? Bottom wick coming on back up. Currently don't have anything on the books at the moment. This is just choppy back and forth. Choppy back and forth. S&P has 7630, Nasdaq has 500. Right here. Another green move. Yeah. We have a high volume spike that it came in at 1042, which noted the bottom. If we get over the morning low, you have to at least temporarily pause any downside thesis, because that is a big move for the buyers to reclaim the morning low. It's a big move for the buyers, especially with the 3 C's in the volume. right there. Options are starting to get turned right now. ES, big bounce. That's a 12-point bounce for ES. Nasdaq is about to go. Hey, yo, cheerio, it worked. Well done, buddy. Thank you. There we go. Nasdaq still going. That is a 90-point bounce off that little move. And now they're gunning for 76.25 on the S&P, which is only 14 points higher. It's nearly high of the day. Not quite, but almost. This would be nice if they could put on that rally. Put on that rally right here. I need to step away for about a minute or two, and I will return after these messages. All right, I am back. Sorry for the break. Yeah, so you've got this pattern. You've got this trend line. You've got this pattern. We need to start claiming higher highs. The whole theme behind this pattern, which I'm not a pattern trader, but the whole theme behind this is that it signifies that the buyers fail to put in higher highs. We have buyers exhaustion, and then price breaks lower. In order to break this pattern, we have to close a higher high and hold it to go back up. Another top wick. Here's what we're seeing on Nasdaq. If you go to the 5, we've got this consolidation pattern, all bottom wicky, but still bears breaking lower. Another big red move here. Are they going to do it or what? I did Kennedy. ES coming down, Nasdaq coming down. 15 minutes till the London close, and what are they going to do with it? There we go, 590. Fibonacci rejection. Yeah, there we go. 570. There we go. Now we're coming on down to 500 here. That is a 100-point rejection on Nasdaq on the 5-minute chart. So now we're going to gun for 540 and then into the 300s. Thanks, OM. You talked me through selling my SPY calls and pretty much top ticked it an hour ago. Nice jukebox. Well done, buddy. You can repay me by turning that beautiful name red. I love it. Congratulations, man. It's always fun to top tick the markets, either from closing a long position or shorting it. It's always fun to do that. It makes you feel like you've done something right. Nasdaq wants 500 here. Coming on down, baby. We just broke the old trend line of Roni. Now we're looking for 538. We have liquidity on the old map, down to 500. Right there. Gold's getting crushed as well. Nice. Very interesting session. They're going from range to range here in one single day. 30,000 rejection all the way back down to the absorption, the consolidation range. 560, here comes the first test of 537, and then 500. Coming on down. ES finally rolled. That is a 130 point, 120 point sell-off on Nasdaq. Coming on down. Boom, boom. Man, look at that sell. Holy smoke, someone just hit the freaking bid. Wow. All the way down. And then hammer candle off that 520. They still have 500 on here. Still have that 500 mark right there. Instant little reaction bounce. Look, they just doubled down on 500 too. Interesting. Beautiful high volume bottom tick off that area. And the buyers do their job and they defend off of that 530, 540 mark. Instant reversal. Instant reversal into the London close. $590 going back to 600. Beautiful. That's a 80-point reversal. Instant in seconds. Instant in seconds. Out of your shorts with that volume. Good. That's smart. That's a one-tap rejection off of that prior session low under such a very aggressive move. Instantly. Now they're retesting the trend all the way back up, baby. All the way back up. 100-point instant reversal on Nasdaq. Instant. Within seconds, they reversed it 100 points. Right there. That was a stop out. It looks like it. That is a tremendous amount of flow instantly. Look at that. Very, very aggressive reversal, and that should get us back up to 680. Boom. Incredible. They swept that candle. Yeah, they swept the big high volume spike there. And the higher the volume, the more aggressive the pivot, the more aggressive the reaction is going to be the next time we touch it. That's why it's so critical to plot those levels, to plot the prior pivots. Tremendous. Tremendous. This thing is going to go all the way back up to 680. And once it claims 680, that's all she wrote, baby. Boom. 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 Like riding a bucking bull, man. Look at that. Tremendous. Tremendous. Extraordinary bullish reversal. Extraordinary bullish reversal. Don't threaten me with a good time. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. 10 minutes till London close. Wow. Wow. Call's still not looking great. The options aren't bullish at all. They haven't been bullish all day. I mean, the options have just been tanking all freaking day. But, man, that's such an incredibly large bounce on Nasdaq. I mean, the bulls just hammered the crap out of that. And they better hold on to it, man. They better hold on to it. 564. Not to 524. 515. I'm sorry, 615. Look, now the bottom wick, they're holding it. They're holding it. Bottom wick, baby. Bottom wicks. A lot of support here. Look at this. Look at this. Whole bunch of support in this area. Whole bunch of support in that area. Let's see your 680. That'd be nice. They're selling the crap out of some calls, though. Like I said, the options don't look good at all. They haven't looked good all morning, and there's still massive liquidity sitting at 29,500 Nasdaq, which is 78 points lower from here. But, oh, look, two red candles, bottom wick, so the buyers are still holding on here. But a third attempt, I will warn you, a third attempt at 530 will not hold. If the bears give a third attempt at 530, then start saying some rosaries. More red bubbles. Color bubbles. Tremendous call selling. 1.7 billion calls sold on down. 567. There it goes. They will not survive another attempt at 530. Will they get down to that area again? 530. Looks shaky. Did I just swear? No. Did I swear? I don't think so. My pastor talked about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he talked about that he has a recurring dream that he uses swear words in his sermon accidentally. He drops it out like an F-bomb in a sermon because he used to be a pretty rough dude. Yeah, bucking, like a bucking bull, yeah. 500. Man, you got to play quick on this stuff. This is back and forth. You got to be quick. Bunch of liquidity sitting down at 500. That's what we're going for here. 500 Nasdaq. Am I Baptist? I do go to a Baptist church, but I don't really like denominations. Denominations are more of a man-made construct. I go to where I feel at home. 29,590, another massive bottom wick. Crazy. Look at that. Insane. Back and forth, baby. Not sure where this thing is going. It's all over the place. My pastor says there's no swear words, intent of the heart that matters, other than GD Big No. Oh, man. What are we doing here? This has been one of the more difficult days to analyze. That I can remember. For me, at least. Another bounce back up. I've taken one trade a day and took it out. It's one of those days. I'm still in this trade. I regret it highly. My fault for not listening to OM. That's okay. That's okay. Big old bottom wick, man. This is crazy. Crazy. A lot of accumulation now on the 5 minute. Every time it just bottom wicks. Look at the ES 5 minute. Yeah, ES and Nasdaq are both highly bottom wicks. Both highly bottom wicked. And with volume too. crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All into London close in 1 minute. What do y'all think? Still think spike down to 500? That's pretty close. Right there. We have about a minute left here. $29,640. Incredible bounce. $29,640. You think those grateful colonials thanks us today? Yeah. All right, y'all. That is 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Central. So that brings us to the close of our hour together here. Markets opened up the market and dumped. And unfortunately, right when we started our time together here, things got incredibly back and forth. If you look on the 5-minute chart, it's literally red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Incredibly difficult to trade, if not impossible, unless you are a very quick in and out scalper, which I don't really like to be. So if you have any questions, please shoot me a DM in the Options Millionaire server. You could throw me an email at optionsmillionaire2020@gmail.com. Otherwise, come hang out with us every day in the Options Millionaire server or just on the Options Millionaire Bookmap co-streams on Wednesday. If you're looking for an order book product, highly encourage you to check out Bookmap. It's a fantastic order flow traction tool for you to analyze the order flow. Until next time, I'm out. See ya.